Hello, I'm Lee Hatcher for Growth Coaching International. In this short case study interview, we chat with Greg Turnbull and Melissa Clarke from the Blairmount Public School in New South Wales. We caught up with Greg and Melissa after their presentation at the National Coaching in Education Conference and asked why they chose to invest in coaching.
Well, at Blairmount at our school, we had a lot of programs delivered to us or dropped down on top of us as the magic wand or the magic solution that was going to fix the outcomes for our students or improve the outcomes for our students. And of course we realised through conversation, or we started to unpack why that wasn't working and thinking about why that wasn't working, and it was around sustainability, because as soon as the person hadn't been trained in the program or the person with the training had left and the program went with it, and the new person said, well, I haven't received that training, and therefore that pedagogy or that implementation failed to exist anymore. So we were losing what we wanted, we were losing that ongoing impact. Through some conversations, we realised coaching would provide that individualised, ongoing professional learning. So it was the sustainability would be in the person, in the teacher, in the classroom, not in the program. And everyone was on an individual journey. So it provided us that tool that allowed people to develop individually at their own pace, at their own point in time of learning, and continue that journey as they needed it. First of all, we invested time. We invested in time. We gave people time, both for coaching and to be coached, but more importantly, we invested weekly time for people to have a reflection session with their coach. They could unpack what was happening in their classroom, they could discuss the pros and cons of what was going on, and more importantly, where to next. So that investment in time. Also providing the whole staff with some training in the outline of coaching, just a one-day session, so they understood what coaching was, because that was a mistake we made at the beginning. People didn't realise what coaching was, and they were frustrated because they weren't being mentored anymore, they weren't being told, and that created frustrations and negative feedback. So giving them some insight into the whole coaching framework empowered them as coachees.
Look, I guess all the staff are on a journey of continuous improvement. I think the fact that we have created a culture across the whole school where all staff have been trained in coaching, and all the leadership team have been coached in quite extensive formal training with GCI. And I think the fact that staff actually come and ask and request for a coaching conversation and to engage in a coaching conversation where they're on a continuous journey of improvement, and they're always looking, I guess it's a whole culture across the whole school for how do we get better, and that just hasn't stopped. It's continuous. This is my goal. Once they've achieved that goal, they're looking for the next goal, and I think that has come about because of how coaching has worked within the school.
It's been challenging because we've had staff turnover and coaches turnover, so it's having that ongoing commitment to keep training people through GCI, keeping those relationships going, that we could get coaching, get people trained as coaches, or that introductory coaching as required and as needed, and a commitment from me to keep investing in people, that we had the resource available at the school.
Look, that hasn't been easy. Changeover in staff has made that quite difficult, but I think it's because as leaders, both of us are quite passionate about it, because we have continued to gain training ourselves, and we've been through the facilitated training, we're now doing solutions focused training, and I think because as leaders we have set that culture, we seek out coaching, so therefore our leadership team are seeking out coaching, and then that runs down to our staff seeking coaching, and staff are now even talking about how they are doing that coaching with the students.
There's a couple that people are so comfortable have their doors open and visitors in their classroom and share their practice. The staff are very reflective on their practice and happy to talk about themselves as professionals and as educators. That the conversations at our school are now around teaching and learning. They're not around the wellbeing or the welfare being a low SES school. They're now around the teaching and learning and the impact they can have. And I think that's shown that we've actually sustained it and embedded it as a culture.
For more information on Growth Coaching International's professional learning programs, head to www.growthcoaching.com.au.